Hey, how's everyone doing out there? This is Marcus Thomas, and this is Yellow Nation Motivation. And I just wanted to give a shout out to TD Jakes. He he had a really awesome. It was like a live blog that I had watched. It was really nice, and he gave me some ideas, and I just wanted to like drop something on y'all real quick. The topic pretty much was there's greatness in that pain. Okay, so the one thing that I have learned is when God says He's going to give you power or extreme purpose in life, that also means get ready for pain. I believe it is His way to keep us from being too full of ourselves or too caught up in earthly praises. See, this way you can't go overboard being impressed with yourself, especially when the source and the power and the gift is all really from God. See, when you have a unique vision or goal, people are going to hate you. See, people, they want you to stay in that little box that they found you in. So when you start trying to redefine yourself, expect some controversy, So if you think people won't like lie on you for no reason at all, you must not live on planet Earth. Some lies even have no bearing, on you at all. Like it'll be so far from the truth, but it sounds good to jealous ears. You see, when we go through rough things in life, people will sometimes like try to ask you or try to justify them condemning you by saying, well, you must have brought this on yourself. Now, this may not always be spite because when injustice occurs in humans, we tend to always look for some logic in it. Why are you leaving me? Or, I was good to you. How could you, treat me like this? But you just being a good person sometimes in this world is not enough, unfortunately. See, but if you keep looking for logic in life, you're just going to go crazy. Sometimes as you go through life, you will think a madman had to design this crazy whirlwind. Sometimes the injustice that is thrown on us is just not fair. I know firsthand. But see, it's different if you reap what you sowed, but that's not always the case. You see, because at times you may say, I did some things in life, of course. Who hasn't? But I've never treated people the way they treat me, or I've done some things, but never on the level that I've received it back, And I think it's hard to have hope right there in front of you and then have it snatched away. In the Bible, it clearly says, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. See, so I don't know about y'all, but it's been times where I didn't want to have no hope, because it's hard to have hope, So you get sick of hoping, you get sick of trying to motivate yourself. At some point this may seem like emotionally it's safer, to have no hope at all. In fact, that might be an easier way to get through life. See, because it costs us to have hope. It costs to have a dream. It costs, for you to want better for you, yourself, and the world around you. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's hard to keep hope alive sometimes. I understand that. So it's like, I personally had to look up one day, and then I tried to see it from my haters' perspective, if you will. And I just looked at it, what they say. I said, I wonder how, they look at it. And I imagine them saying, why do people like him more? How come he can just come in his presence and his light and just light up a whole room? How come his impact on every single thing that he touches and does is beyond what I can understand? I'm looking at him now and I don't see nothing special. And I'm sure all of us can relate to this. I'm sure a lot of people done did that to people before, and so see, but I believe it's called favor. And you can't go through life mistreating people and still expect favor. When in a position of power or supervision and you crush people under you instead of uplifting them, You can't climb up in life by stepping on other people's heads, looking for favor. But every time you got a leg up in life, you use it, to shame or to belittle people that you were assigned to help motivate, grow, and develop, and it's just, you see, then after all of that, when life problems come knocking at the door, which they will, everybody, then they like, oh, they want God to bless them, not understanding that the person that you kept your foot on, it may be the blessing that you needed. They may have had the power to bless you. See, hindsight is always, I'm sure y'all can finish that sentence for me. See, but the beautiful thing about purpose is what God has for you, what goes around, comes around. See, pain, it can deceive you and distort how you receive messages or experiences that God may have meant for you to grow from. So it's like, it could be a good message, but you looking at it with bad eyes, or a bad heart, See, and that's why you see in that message is what you experience is, or pain, it brings growth, bottom line. See, pain and loss can contaminate your wisdom if you let it, See, now you can't get healed because you only trust, your counsel, even if it's coming from a bitter heart. So as many, forget that life, it has its hills and it has its valleys. See, so those who put you down, don't worry, because there's a valley coming soon for their life. Now, they got their hand out when it's their turn, And so now, as they try to work it out, fate says no, because the price is the purpose, not any particular currency. Your pain is the price for your purpose. Or as you sit there wanting to be interviewed for this job that you need, so desperately need, and then the one you look down upon is not sitting across the table from you now, looking at you. And it's happened before. You look down on someone and you thought, hey, I'm better than this person, or I'm this or I'm that. And then you look up one day and that person that you thought you was better than, or that you may have judged on certain levels, now they're in a position to judge you. And see, that's the last thing you want in the world, is to need hope from someone that you gave none to, and they have every right, not to want to help you. They have every right to be like, remember how you did me, But I think that's the definition of a true leader, is when people did you wrong, and then when you have the option or the chance to do them wrong and you don't, that truly, sets you apart, I think, So I imagine at that point, all you can think is, oh Lord, not this person. Oh God, this the one who gotta, help me, because you remember how you hurt them. See, but sometimes with the purpose, we will look at, the man and say, man, it was meant for me. But I think when you have purpose and them people do you wrong, you just gotta be like, well, it was meant for evil, but God made it for good. God turned it into something good. You might have meant it to hurt me, but God took what you tried to hurt me with and turned it into a weapon for me to help me in the end, So in the moment when you are, like comforting people, you gotta like just be sure, that you're genuine with it, because people can feel when you're being fake, so. But at the same time, understand to, what does it say in the Bible, man? Too much is given, much is required. So if you're going through a lot of pain, it's probably for a wonderful purpose in the end that maybe we just don't see yet. See, because the average individual, they're going to try to get revenge. And they say, man, how sweet is the pain now that the tables have turned, But the thing that purpose will do, it will allow you to let it go. You see, because yes, they did it to me, but really God did it. It was your hand, but it was God, his purpose. It was your lie, but it was God's purpose. It was my tragedy, but God orchestrated it. You fired me, but God saw to it that you fired me. Like, see, sometimes you go through all of that to get ahead in the end. You see, and what I mean by that is, like, sometimes the people who persecuted you, you might have to go through all of that to get ahead of them, so that when they get there, you can do a favor for them that they would have never did for you. And it'll be paid back in prosperity for you later, if you understand what I'm saying. So generally, it's like, yeah, you're going through pain now. Yeah, things seem so bad now, but you probably are being readjusted and repositioned so that you can put yourself in a place where you now are not only beneficial for you, but for other people who deserve the help, and even people who don't. Because a lot of the time, you're not doing good for you, just you. When you're doing something for somebody else, you getting some of that back too. Some of that good karma and good energy is getting back too. Remember, man, God see you. He see what you're trying to do, So, so in essence, forgiveness is a big idea. It's hard to deal with. I know, to after someone, did something to you. But what does it say in the Bible? Though he slay me, I'm sure you can finish the rest of that. So I feel like you'll never be able to grow if you come from bitterness all the time. See, you have to be mature enough, and strong enough to see the purpose in your pain. And if you can't get through that, then unfortunately God won't allow you to move on to the next level. So remember, if you're going through something out there, there's purpose in your pain. There's purpose in it. So, thank you all for listening. It was really awesome. Just do me a quick favor. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If there's any topics or anything that y'all want to discuss, I want to talk about, I would love to get some great feedback and some wonderful material from people. Give me some topics. Give me something to talk about so that we can keep this going. I want to motivate as much people as I can, and in turn, a lot of the time when I'm talking, 80% of it is for me. It motivates me too. So if there's anything you want to discuss, anything you want to talk about, please let me know. I would, love to help you on any level. There's descriptions below to like my like my Facebook and the typical social media sites, and and as usual, don't feel obligated to give anything to me, as far as like my GoFundMe page and all of that. Just repost it, you know what I'm saying? Just send me a hug, blow me a kiss. Let me know you're thinking about me, because love is always going to outweigh any amount of money someone can give you. So, you know what I'm saying? Just anything you can do, I enjoy. If it ain't nothing but dropping me some comments, man, and letting me know, I helped you with this. So that's it for me. I love you all. This has been Marcus Thomas, Yellow Nation Motivation. Now let's get on out there and be great.